stop ignoring autistic people when they say they can't do something. I say this because I tell people in my personal life all the time, like, oh, I know that if I do this, it will cause me to have a meltdown, or I know that if I do this, I'm not going to end up finishing it because that's just how I am. That's just, I know myself, right? I know myself very intimately, and I know a lot of neurotypical people don't understand very intimately understanding yourself as a person and being. I do. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing not to intimately understand yourself, but as an autistic person, I think it's a very common thing. So when we say we know we're going to have a meltdown for experiencing a certain thing, don't just force us to do it anyways. We know ourselves. We are going to have a meltdown. It's so invalidating when the neurotypical people in our lives don't listen to us, when we know for a fact certain things are going to happen. We tell y'all that, and then in my life personally, when y'all just ignore me, I'm just like, okay, whatever, I'll do it anyways. And then I do it and then have a meltdown, and half the time I get blamed for having one. Like, dude, I literally said that this was gonna happen. So the fact that y'all forced me to do it anyways, it's kind of your fault. It's kind of your fault. And then you're blaming me? So I don't like to hang around neurotypical people sometimes. Obviously, I'm not generalizing. I don't generalize my personal life. This is just the language that I have to use whenever I'm making a video like this. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people get mad at me for generalizing. I don't generalize in a day-to-day basis, and I like to make disclaimers often, but sometimes I forget to make a disclaimer, and in a TikTok video, you do generally just have to say, this kind of person does this. Like, that's just how that flies. If it doesn't fly, let it fly. Like, that's just, I don't know, like, your parents should have taught you that. I don't know. But I'm coming to these conclusions because I'm, doing some journaling for myself. But I just want to also remind you guys that I'm not an expert in autism. I'm an expert in my own experiences. So do not get your, real life advice from me. Just, this is more like relate. But yeah. But also in the same vein, don't just assume someone can't do something because they're autistic. Y'all just need to ask. You know what I mean? Or listen. That's all.